am worried. There's breaking news. It seems like rattled by Operation Sheesh Mahal, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and his party, the Aam Aadmi Party, have resorted to intimidation. Our reporter from Times Now Navbharat, Bhawna Kishore, has been detained in Ludhiana. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal held a press conference and was inaugurating a few health schemes in Ludhiana this afternoon. Bhawna Kishore was not allowed, taken away by the police. Those are the visuals of our car being stopped by the police. And over the last 1 hour 40 minutes, we have not been able to touch base with Bhawna Kishore, our young reporter. I'm going across to my reporter Bhavtosh, who's joining me on this story. Bhavtosh, Bhavna not being contactable, Punjab police not responding to our calls. I've even messaged the media coordinators for the Punjab government, no response from them, and Bhavna is missing. What's going on?
Well, she is missing. In fact, her phone is unreachable, and this is happening for past 1.5 hours, Navika. And this is a classic example of shooting the messenger. Remember, Aam Aadmi Party came on the plank of honesty and transparency. And as soon as we aired the story, Operation Sheesh Mahal, last week they assaulted our colleague Himanshu. He was assaulted at Jantar Mantar, brutally beaten up. And today, when Bhavna was asking a question, she was picked up, detained. And no, if she has been detained, then charges should she has been illegally detained, and our colleagues were trying to in fact get in touch with senior police officers. They have also not given any reason as to why she has been detained. Now this is completely illegal, and this is shooting a messenger, and that's what has happened in Punjab. Past 1.5 hours, Bhavna is missing. Her phone is unreachable. We're trying to get in touch with the party as well as with the state government and state police. No words from them.
Well, Bhawna Kishore in those visuals is being taken away in the car. Bhavna is in the car. The police has gotten into the car. The car was the Times Now car in which our reporter and camera person were present. They had gone to attend this function in Ludhiana, and of course possibly fearing the fact that there would be question asked on Operation Sheesh Mahal that has been totally led, an investigation that has been totally led by Times Now Navbharat, and now our reporter being detained. Shehzad Poonawala, I want to ask you, what kind of a country are we living in? Is this a country where democracy was being questioned? What happens to the rights of a media person, a press person, and a woman reporter who's been detained by the Punjab police, and nobody in the Punjab police is even taking our calls?
It is so insightful that today when Sudhanshu Trivedi did a press conference on the expose of Sheesh Mahal that you did, he said this resembled Kim Jong-un and Saddam Hussein, and not just in the Mahal, but even in their actions they are resembling Saddam Hussein and Kim Jong-un. This is unacceptable, undemocratic, strong-arm tactics being used to silence the media within 24 hours of the Sheesh Mahal disclosure. And to tell you the legal position, no woman can be detained by any police authority beyond sunset. It is unacceptable.
As a reporter in my team, what am I going to tell her family? I'm worried. Joining me on the phone line, Abha Singh, lawyer, activist, Swapnil Kothari, lawyer, also joins me. Abha Singh, Bhawna Kishore, my reporter from Times Now Navbharat, has been detained. She was on an assignment to cover a public function of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, and instead of being allowed to ask the questions, she's been detained by Punjab police. We can't even reach her on phone. We have been trying for the last 1.5 hours to reach her. No response from the Punjab police either. Is this how the media is going to be treated in this country, in the state of Punjab?
Navika, it is absolutely shocking that a journalist who's on duty, and only thing is that she's doing her duty by asking unpleasant questions, because our constitution gives her freedom of speech and expression. So using her freedom of speech and expression for reporting to the country what Arvind Kejriwal is doing or what money he spent on Sheesh Mahal, if she is picked up and not allowed to talk to even her own colleagues and is being detained by Punjab police, clearly shows it is a gross violation of law. Because as your reporter was saying, no woman can be arrested post sunset and before sunrise. Not only that, for minor offences. For minor offences, without giving a 41A notice under CRPC, she cannot be detained. She be arrested. So the police is not following the guidelines. They are not following the laws. They themselves are violating the law. I am ashamed to say that Arvind Kejriwal and his team, which came on grounds of honesty, integrity, are themselves trying to deny the basic freedoms for which they fought for.
Well, Abha, stay with me. Rekha Sharma, chairperson of the NCW, National Commission for Women, also joins me on the phone line. Rekha Sharma, my reporter Bhawna Kishore, virtually being intimidated and has been detained by the Punjab police. She went on an assignment to cover Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's public function in Ludhiana, and now we can't get through to her. Punjab police not responding to our calls. Absolutely no word from Bhawna. We're trying to hear if Bhawna said something while she was being taken away, and those visuals are giving us the evidence that the police whisked her away in her own car. Let's try and listen what she was trying to say.
ਭਾਜੀ ਕਿਉਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਭਾਜੀ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਚੱਲੇ ਹੋ ਭਾਜੀ ਕਿਉਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਚੱਲੇ ਹੋ
They're trying to take her away. Rekha Sharma ji, what are we supposed to do in a situation like this? Is asking questions by a channel like Times Now Navbharat and Times Now Network, is that a crime in this country now?
This is really serious. People who are talking other language in Delhi are speaking different language in Punjab, and this is shocking because a lady journalist who was doing her duty should not be detained by the police like this and should not be taken away in her own car. I just got to know about this Navika, and let me tell my team to find out about Bhawna, and my team shall come back to you about. Just ask Punjab DGP what has they done with the lady, and where have they taken her at this time. Do we don't know that where she is, Navika?
Don't know. Ludhiana police, Ludhiana was the location where she last was covering the public function, for which we have got an invite. And, you know, the invite has been messaged by the media coordinator of the Aam Aadmi Party. Bhawna was sent to Ludhiana to cover the event, and for no fault of hers, she's being now whisked away in those visuals. And when we asked her, she said she was first told that CM chale jayenge to aapko bhi release kar diya jayega. But long after the CM has left from that place, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has left from that place, Bhawna is still unreachable. Punjab police not responding to our calls. It's a worrying situation. If Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is listening to this broadcast, he needs to know that intimidation is not the way to treat media people. This is a democracy. When I last heard, including in places where media is invited to cover, they are allowed to be present and ask questions. But Bhawna Kishore not being able to speak to us is raising concerns, and I request the Aam Aadmi Party to just have Bhawna released and sent back to her to do her job. Shehzad.
What does it say about the Punjab administration and police that it does not have the time or the wherewithal to go after the killers of Sidhu Moosewala, or to go after gangsters and those who are dealing in narcotics or doing blasphemy against and beadbi of Guru Granth Sahib? But on the other hand, a journalist doing her duty is hauled up 24 hours after you make a most damaging disclosure for political reputation and credibility of Mr. Kejriwal, which was all based on a big lie. The moment Times Now Navbharat shows the truth and lifts the veil or the curtain, if I may say, from the Sheesh Mahal, there goes the reporter. She is detained. There are two options, and maybe Zariwala ji can tell me. Either the Punjab situation is so bad for women that you don't know where she is, or you have detained her post sunset which is a crime. You have the DGP or former DGP who will tell you that you cannot detain a woman, a journalist that doing her duty post sunset. This is emergency. This is nothing short of emergency.
This is emergency, and really, you know, as an editor, as a colleague, as a woman to woman, I'm really worried about Bhawna Kishore. Joining me on the phone line is Mr. Vikram Singh, former DGP of UP. Mr. Vikram Singh, is there anything in the criminal procedure, IPC, where a reporter can be prevented from asking questions, number one, and number two, it is an invitation for a public function which has been sent to media outlets, and if the media is present over there, can they be taken away and detained by the police?
Navika ji, they are carrying the joke too far. This is absolutely unacceptable and outrageous to say the least. They have no right even to detain a woman reporter, much less to detain and not disclose what the offense is, and also take her and detain her illegally. This is wrongful restraint, wrongful confinement, and they should be taken to task for this. Navika ji, I take the strongest exception. It is bad in law, it is bad in rules, and is just uncalled for. I do hope that they are watching. The very fact that, Navika ji, that you and your channel have exposed the naked corruption in the Sheesh Mahal episode, that is why the Nawab Sahab is incensed and is taking it out on Bhawna.
Well, this is intimidation, and I want to tell our viewers, just about 4 minutes ago, I was calling Bhavna's number, and Bhavna's number was ringing. Response, and now that I'm going to dial it again, and when I dial this number, now it's been switched off. This is worrying, Shehzad. This is extremely worrying if I cannot reach my reporter.
Look, let's even forget for a moment that she was detained by the police. She has been detained by the police, but it is the responsibility of Punjab government to ensure the safety of a woman and a woman journalist at that. So they need to answer, where is this lady in Punjab? Secondly, the police has taken her, and after that she is not known. Her location is not known to you, to her family, presumably to all others who care for her. So this is exceptionally dangerous. The Punjab government needs to be accountable. Mr. Kejriwal needs to be accountable. He must pick up the phone and ask Bhagwant Mann, what is happening? Where is Bhavna? If Bhavna is not found, this means that she's been silenced.
Please don't say this. If Bhavna is not found, I'm really worried. I don't know what to say at this point in time. I'd request my request to my director Sharif, if we can dial my colleague from Times Now Navbharat, Pulkit Nagar, who covers the Aam Aadmi Party. Maybe he can dial Mr. Bhagwant Mann and get the Chief Minister's attention to the fact that our reporter is missing. Pulkit Nagar, if we can get him on air ASAP. And who does Ariwala? Who does Ariwala? Asking questions, is it a crime in this country? And to detain a woman reporter at night and keep her in detention for over 6 hours now. Is that how the Aam Aadmi Party is going to justify the story that has been put out by Times Network?
Well, good evening, Navika ji. This is absolutely concerning. As a media person myself, as a woman, I am absolutely worried for Bhavna. And at this point, all I can do is pray and follow up with my Aam Aadmi Party colleagues in Punjab, with the police administration in Punjab, to ensure that she's safe. Let us all hope and pray that she is safe. And I assure Times Now channel and absolutely anybody who is listening in right now that she will be safe. Nothing is going to go bad or wrong.
Punjab CM or your colleagues in the Aam Aadmi Party live. You are a spokesperson of Aam Aadmi Party. Why don't you dial? Why don't you show some sensitivity and dial your leaders like Mr. Kejriwal, your media expert, your Punjab government ministers? You can dial them online. You can dial them on air. Why don't you dial them on air and ask them what is wrong if a journalist does a job? What is wrong if Navika shows Sheesh Mahal's truth? What is wrong if Navbharat exposes
My
this?
colleague Pulkit Nagar joins me on the phone line. Pulkit, any word from the Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab on where Bhawna Kishore is? Our colleague, can you please dial the Chief Minister, Mr. Bhagwant Mann, and find out where Bhawna Kishore is? Why has she been detained and why is she not being released? Pulkit.
मैम, अभी तक ये साफ नहीं हो पाया है कि किस वजह से भावना को थाने में बैठा के रखा गया, लेकिन जो जानकारी वहां से मिल रही है शुरुआत में जब भावना वहां पहुंची थी रैली को कवर करने के लिए, उससे पहले कुछ पुलिस के लोग वहां पर थे और एक एक्सीडेंट ई रिक्शा के साथ टक्कर हुई थी, इतनी जानकारी मिल पाई है। उस ई रिक्शा में कुछ महिलाएं बैठी हुई थी जिन्होंने भावना से जुड़ी हुई कोई शिकायत वहां पर दी है। अब ये शिकायत क्या है, क्या वो शिकायत काफिले से जुड़ी हुई है सीएम के, या वो शिकायत ई रिक्शा के एक्सीडेंट से जुड़ी हुई है, ये बात की जा रही है। लेकिन पंजाब के अंदर ज्यादातर लोग फोन उठाने से अभी बच रहे हैं। जी,
well, Aam Aadmi Party is responding and saying go to court to find out about your reporter.
One second, let me tell you the law. And DGP, former DGP sitting here, no matter what is the case, you can't detain a woman in a police station after sunset.
The police station.
You can't keep her there. It's illegal.
You can't keep her there, and she's
whether e-rickshaw, whether A, B, C, whatever, you can't keep a woman in a police station.
Mr. Vikram Singh, she's not even driving the car. It is evident she's sitting in the back. There is a driver. It is a hired vehicle. If there is an accident, how can Bhavna be detained for that? Vikram Singh ji?
Very true, Navika ji. I totally agree with you that this is bizarre and total miscarriage of justice and stretching the point so far. The passenger who has no business, even if there has been an accident, she is in no way accountable for that accident. And to detain her, as Mr. Poonawal has rightly mentioned, that she cannot be detained after sunset because that is against the Supreme Court guidelines and against the law. I do hope they have the basic decency to understand the basic and the rudimentary law, that is the law of the land.
Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani joining me on the phone line, Member of Parliament of the BJP. Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani, our reporter Bhawna Kishore has been detained by the police in Punjab's Ludhiana, where she went to cover a public function of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. We are being told that there was some accident. She's a woman reporter sitting on the back seat. There is a driver who's driving the car. Can Bhawna Kishore be detained? In fact, earlier version of the police was Chief Minister जब चले जाएंगे तो हम आपको जाने देंगे. And now till almost 10 o'clock we have no word from Bhavna. As a lawyer, what do you think we should do?
The first thing is she has a right to have a lawyer anyway, and I think the action of the Punjab police is high-handed in the extreme. It's atrocious. This kind of behavior, I mean, as you said, she's gone to cover a rally and she was a passenger in a car. She wasn't even driving the car. So first of all, what are the grounds for her arrest? Exactly. Somebody must get to send a lawyer immediately to the police station where she's being detained and find out the grounds for her arrest. And
we'll try and do that. Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani, also joining me on the phone line is former Attorney General Mr. Mukul Rohatgi. Mr. Mukul Rohatgi, after the expose, we understand this is a retaliatory action by the Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab. Our reporter who went to cover an event, a public event of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, has now been detained for the last 6 hours by the Punjab police. They haven't released her. They're almost accusing of some accident, but she wasn't even driving the car. Mr. Mukul Rohatgi, is this intimidation of the media by the Aam Aadmi Party government?
Suppression of the freedom of speech, for which media has a very important role under Article 19 and 21 of the Constitution. This action is completely illegal. If a reporter has gone to cover an event, there is no question of detention. It amounts to preventive detention, for which the police has no power. It is not a case of law and order or some gunda who is coming to, demolish or threaten somebody. And under the law, a woman cannot even be called to a police station after sunset. And even for arrest, if it is imminent and it is necessary that a person may run away or flee from justice, normally permission is taken from the court. This is not a case where...
But Mr. Mukul Rohatgi, it's 10 o'clock at night. They say go to the court. No court is open. Does it mean that Bhawna Kishore will have to be at the police station at the whims and fancies of the Punjab police and the Punjab Sarkar?
The Navika, according to me, is completely illegal. And you would be well advised at 10 o'clock at night to move the Chief Justice of the High Court in Chandigarh with a one-paragraph petition for habeas corpus against the Punjab police, asking the court to direct her release. It can be done. 10 o'clock is not that late. Ring up a lawyer in Punjab who will draft a one-paragraph petition and move the Chief Justice at his residence. You can do it, and you must do it to save the freedom of press and the speech.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mukul Rohatgi. This is a concerning development. Intimidation of this kind, I don't think has been experienced ever before, Shehzad. I'm completely out of time and actually want to run out to try and organize lawyers.
Where is the Editors Guild of India? Where is it?
I don't know, but I'm, ladies and gentlemen, I'm at least at this moment at my wits' end, running out to find ways, means legally, of course, unlike the Aam Aadmi Party, to try and get our reporter out. We'll take a short break at this point.
The News Hour at 9.